Good morning. I am going to show you quickly my Azure Standard order. If you've been around here for long, you know that we order from Azure Standard probably, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 times a year. It's not something we do every month. It is a company that comes through the United States and goes to different drop points, and if you place an order, then it's there at the drop point for you to pick up. So this time, we have been having the van trouble. Oh boy. First our brakes went out, and then our van overheated the other night and needed a new radiator. So needless to say, when Azure Standard came, my van was in the shop that day. So my friend Lauren went, picked it up for me, and I just got it back. So I'm going to show you what I bought this time. The main reason that I wanted to place an order this time, there were just a couple of little products that I can get locally, but it's like the shops that carry these kind of things are an hour from me, and it's just not worth the drive. But I also wanted to get a giant bag of rolled oats. These oats are gluten-free, they're non-GMO, and it's just a great deal for me. This big bag is about $27. Now there is shipping on top of these prices that I'm going to tell you. I think my shipping for this came to $15 was the total. It's a percentage of what you buy, basically. Or maybe it's a percentage of the weight. It might be a percentage of the weight. Anyway, so this is $27. It's 25 pounds. So just for a bit over $1 a pound, and I can get these gluten-free rolled oats. So that'll last us for a while. They also had pears this time that looked delicious, and they were $32 for this 20-pound box. So for organic pears right now, it was a decent price, and they are yummy. The kids have already been sneaking them out of there, and oh, they're good. I also got some oat flour. This is gluten-free also, and it's just a nice thing to have on hand. We use it for making oatmeal cookies and things instead of even a gluten-free flour. And so I got this bag for $9. It's a big 5-pound bag. That'll last us a little while because I don't use a lot of it. This is something new that we got this time. These are raw pumpkin seeds. Of course, they're good for humans, and dare I say this? We were told they were good for dogs. Now, the last thing that I said was good for dogs was the garlic, which apparently is very controversial. You told me all about your, positives and negatives, and I had dozens of people letting me know about that one. We currently have not given our dogs any garlic. However, pumpkin seeds. Do any of you object to pumpkin seeds? Because apparently they are an excellent natural dewormer. It said that they kill not just intestinal worms, but also the eggs and whatever the adolescent worm things are called. Because these dogs came to us with some worming issues, I'm just wanting to do some natural things on a regular basis so that we don't have a problem and we don't have to go back to the chemical dewormers in the future. Because I'm a little sensitive to all of that since we lost our puppy. So if you don't know the history of all this, you have to check back through some of my past videos and you will see why I'm a little bit, nervous about all this. So, pumpkin seeds, tell me what you think. It's a 5-pound bag. It was $20, and yeah, you give just a small amount a day to animals or humans or whatever, so I'm hoping that will last us a while. Also in these big bags, this is the raw cacao powder that we really like. This is a 25-pound bag. It lasted us for months. Last time it's 5 pounds here. And then I got some of their yellow popcorn. My family bought me the coolest stovetop popcorn maker for Mother's Day. I can link it in the description box if you're interested. It makes perfect popcorn, and it's stainless steel because I'm not a fan of aluminum pans. Aluminum's not very good for you. And so I was just thrilled. So I got some more of this organic popcorn, and this is $5 for this 40-ounce bag. I also grabbed a couple of these. They're just fun for something different. These come as a 3-pack for $9. So they're about $3 for a bag. So definitely not something that I would have regularly, but I just thought for fun, we're going to get a pack of those. Okay, now these 3 things are regular purchases for me now with Azure Standard because they're just so great to have on hand. Both of these were around $5 for the liquid aminos and the coconut aminos. So you can use these both as an alternative, a gluten-free alternative to soy sauce. Plus, they're good for you. And then this vanilla we like so much. This is a real vanilla. This is $12 and I don't know, $12.50, something like that for this 16 ounces of pure vanilla extract. We are fans of real vanilla, and we've been making homemade ice cream with our fresh milk, so it's been really good for that. Okay, another bottle of their lavender. Lavender is something that we use a lot of because Bella even puts it on the chicken's wounds, and if they get picked on or whatever kind of wound, it heals up so quickly. She just uses lavender, and so I grabbed another one from them. Even though when I place my big essential oil orders, I always get them from Hopewell, which is a small family-owned company on the West Coast, but this was close to $9 for this little lavender bottle. Then I got some of this to go with my popcorn. That looks so yummy. We'll see how it is. This bag was $5, and it is gluten-free, GMO-free cheddar popcorn seasoning. So we'll see. I think the directions to use it are on their website. You probably just sprinkle it on, right? I haven't bought this in a really long time, but I've just had a hankering for it. I like this Dandy blend, and I actually make like an iced coffee. I'll make some of this, and I'll put it with our fresh milk and ice cubes and stevia in the blender and whip it up, and it's just a really satisfying treat on a hot day that doesn't have any caffeine in it. I just don't do really awesome with coffee, so this bag was around $9. And then lastly, this is the buttermilk ranch dressing. I know that there's so many ways to make ranch dressing that I wouldn't have to buy this, but this is easy. Right now in my life, some things I'm just wanting easy. So I just mix this with sour cream and milk, and we have ranch dressing. Okay, so now I've had a lot of requests for a garden tour update. So I'm going to take you out and show you what's growing and what's not. Okay, are you ready for this? So this is a garden that is cared for whenever I get around to it, and I have a lot going on, so it doesn't get as much love as it might other years, but it's growing and it's producing, so it's good enough for me. My goal eventually is all of these paths in between my raised beds, I want them all to be mulch. I just want this whole entire area to pretty much be mulch. We've started using the Back to Eden gardening method. Last year we started a little bit, and every year we're continuing a little more. And the idea behind that is that you mulch everything, and the mulch starts to break down and create soil underneath, and you plant in that. So it helps naturally keep weeds away and keep moisture in, so you don't have to water. There's just so many awesome benefits to it. However, it's quite a job to get it set up initially. And this year I had a baby in May. Last year, what happened last year? Was I pregnant? Did I just have a baby? I feel like that's always my excuse. Mom? It's, I've always been in a place where I'm not doing a whole lot of heavy manual labor. And so, you know, we're doing a little bit at a time. The kids have helped. Jason has so many other things to do that he doesn't really do a lot of the gardening stuff, which is totally fine. But yeah, let me show you where it's worked and where we're still working on it. Lydia's going to do some gardening here apparently. This is an area that is a little closer to what our goal is. So you can see we do have some weeds coming up. This is what I'm saying. We're not there yet. They recommend 4 to 6 inches of mulch being laid down the first year. And we just didn't do that. And so we still don't have enough to keep the weeds at bay. But we're getting there, little by little. So this row of cucumbers is like doing incredible. Look how beautiful they are. They've really started producing. It's going well. It's going well. Right next to it, and I had these up from last year, and so I just used them again, the trellises. But I think after this year, they're going to have to come down because we used these small trees from our woods, and they're starting to rot out at the bottom. So it's not a long-term ideal solution, but it's given us 2 years, so it's okay. These are green beans along this side, and you can see the difference here where we did not have, we didn't start with putting paper down first and then layers of mulch on it. This is what it looks like. This is what we're dealing with when we don't follow that system. Yikes. So here we have a hilarious mistake because I didn't realize that I had grabbed the wrong seeds as I was planting and planted some bush beans right in this section when this was all supposed to be the climbing pole beans. Oh well. However, these bush beans are the ones that are starting to produce. You can see we have beans growing on these, and they're delicious. All of my seeds this year I got from Baker Creek. It's a place here in Missouri.
Mom?
Whoa, girl! You picked tomatoes, but those are actually the wrong color.
Hi, Tommy.
Yeah. You're supposed to wait till they're red. Okay, no more. No more, please. No more, okay? You come with Mommy. How about you try to catch a chicken? Toddlers in the garden? Oh.
Mom.
Uh-huh. Can you go check a chicken? Catch a chicken. There's one right over there. We don't allow chickens in our garden except for these little chicks are so small that they can squeeze through the fence. So, yeah, there they are. I need to get some more chicken wire to keep them out. Anyway, so lots of green tomatoes going on here, as you can see. Lydia showed those to you. These are going to be purple green beans. They're probably not called green beans at that point, right? They're purple beans, and I'm really excited about them. And you can see if you give them space to climb, they'll climb. That was an unusually tall limb there, so they just climbed right up. These have not started producing yet, however, not anything. So it'll be interesting to see how long they take because they were planted at the same time. So obviously those bush beans are just earlier producers. Back here we have some sunflowers, and then I had planted okra along that back, but it just didn't transplant well. I had started it in my greenhouse, which is this right here, and it didn't transplant well. So I saw that I can still plant them straight in the ground. So back over here on the other side of the this trellis. Okay, that's something you can pick. It's a cucumber. What do you do with that? You eat it?
Yeah.
Yum. So you can see they're starting to come up. It was successful. We have okra. Take a bite. I have never planted okra before. Actually, some of my kids said, "What's okra?"
Mom,
So this will be a fun experiment. No, no, no. Stop picking the green ones. No, no. No, no. We've got to let those get red. Come on, let's walk. Keep eating. Keep eating. These two gardens right here, these little gardens, are Samuel and Jeremiah's gardens. Every year they've wanted a garden, and their tomato plants are doing awesome. We've actually already harvested large tomatoes from their plants. However, my tomato plants are not doing quite as amazingly. You see a chickie? This one fell out of the string completely. I tried a new trellising system this year, which is something that our large-scale farmer does across the way. He does these pulls where you're essentially smashing the tomato plants in between these strings. And he's always had higher yield than us, but plants that are kind of not as bushy, you know, so I thought maybe it would work for us. But so far we have plants that are falling out of the trellis that I need to get some more strings on, I guess, and not producing a whole lot. Not like these guys up here who are doing much better. So I don't know. I'm still experimenting. We'll figure it out. This mulching system, however, has worked wonderfully. We don't have to, gentle Lydia, gentle. We don't have to weed at all. So we put down a layer of paper and then the mulch, and it's doing great. It's doing great. Here, why don't we hold hands? Why don't we walk together? Doesn't that sound fun? There's a few marigold plants there in the middle that Lydia's not going to step on. Here, come on out. Come on out, girl. We're going to hold hands together. Okay, you hold your cucumber. Hold your cucumber in that hand. There we go. So these beds have been our spring producers, and they have done wonderfully. We have kale here that we've been picking on and enjoying. And then in the center, we have some more Swiss chard that's coming up there. I put some pepper plants amongst these. We'll see how they do. I grew these plants from seed. My first batch of seeds did not come up at all. I don't think it was warm enough. This was back in February. I did it again, and I do have pepper plants, although they're not huge. So I'm very hopeful though. I picked different varieties that sounded so delicious, like little sweet snacking peppers. Well, I'm really hopeful. We'll see. That'll be the next garden update. Over here we have, this is so much fun. Look at this. We've already harvested a broccoli head. I've never grown broccoli before, so this is kind of new. These seem like they're not really producing anything though, these big giant ones. Or I should say that big giant one. So I don't know if I just pull it up and give up. We'll see. Then over here, look at how beautiful this chard is. Ah, that might have to be dinner tonight. That's gorgeous. And we have been harvesting beets down this center row. We've had beets, and I want to plant some more because they grew really well, and but just not enough for our family. Not enough beets. And now Lydia is jumping in the chicken's water. She's keeping it exciting, folks. Hey, that's for the chickies to drink. You better hop out. The chickies want to come drink that. Say, come on, chickies, come have a drink. Another new experiment this year has been Brussels sprouts. I don't know what to do with these things. Something's eating them, as you can see. But look, that's a Brussels sprout. That really is. So it's happening. They're not as long as those pretty ones I saw once in Trader Joe's. Ooh, but over here, look at that. Look at that. They're growing. Oh, it's exciting. And down the center, some more chard. We are big fans of sauteed greens, so it's like I can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Then over here, we have a lettuce bed. You can see they're starting to bolt now and go to seed. But these have been delicious. I was so excited. Every year, I've tried to grow lettuce in the garden, and it's always been like bitter and like not yummy tasting at all. And so this year, I bought these romaine seeds from Baker Creek, and they grew beautifully. And I learned a technique when you pick them. You pick it and you submerge it immediately in ice cold water. You let it sit in there for like 30-40 minutes. Then take it out and put it in Ziploc bags or Tupperware type of container in your refrigerator. What, honey? It takes the bitterness out, and we have been enjoying salads that aren't disgusting. It's awesome. So we had blasting hot temperatures last week that just caused this lettuce to just look like this and bolt. So I probably just need to pick it all and see if it's salvageable. These are so beautiful, and I would really like to get, oh, a bee. We like the bees. I really like to get more native plants around here. Our neighbor gave us these echinacea plants, or coneflowers, some people call it. And then these are supposed to be some black-eyed Susans, I believe, which look like they're about to do something. They're just so gorgeous, and I love it that I don't have to plant them again every year. They're gonna come up by themselves, or so they say. So I grew dill this year for the very first time. They're not like super awesomely big, but it brings back memories of my grandma's garden because she was a dill grower and she would use them to make dill pickles. Miss Lydia. Lydia's still working on that cucumber. Yeah, don't touch. No, no, no. No, no, we have to leave those there. That plant was actually from Aunt Debbie and Uncle Dean. They brought us some plants over, and that's one of them. So this is kind of my idea for the paths amongst the garden. I would like to do more of the mulch here. Man, this weed. This particular weed is so persistent. It just comes in everywhere, and it spreads and crawls. It's like a creeping something or another. Can't remember the name of it. Yuck. There's a few more lettuce plants thrown in here. Bella was doing some weeding for me. She's like my faithful, hardworking garden lady. Everybody else likes the fun of it, but not necessarily the labor. I have a few zinnias coming up here, kind of wimpy considering they're my favorite garden flower. I may throw some more seeds in because, as you can see, not a big abundance here. Oh, last year we ended up having a beautiful zinnia patch that I planted later in the season after some of you encouraged me to try again. So maybe I'll do it again this year. Lydia, what in the world is this? Where did you find that and you stuck your cucumber on it? Here, how about I hold this and you eat the cucumber. Can you eat it? That's what you're supposed to do, is take a bite. Can Mom have a bite? This massive plant back here is our blackberry bush. Now, am I supposed to cut off these giant center canes? I actually just learned that you're supposed to cut off the canes after they fruit, that they only fruit once. The first year they come up, they're just getting ready for next year. Then the second year those fruit and you're supposed to cut them off. And I'm thinking maybe those were last year's canes that I didn't know you were supposed to cut off, because they're just big, unfruitful monsters. So my question is, can I do it now, or is it going to mess everything up? You can see we have tons of blackberries this year. It's so exciting, and they're starting to turn color. So last year the birds had a field day with our blackberries. This year I have some white garden fabric that I plan to throw over these to keep the birds from taking them, and I guess it's probably about time. Looking at the color here. They're just beautiful, and I can't wait to taste them. This is a look at the boys' gardens. I should get them out here. They're inside coloring with their favorite Arteza art supplies, which still inspire them a year and a half later. Yeah, they just have kind of an assortment of things. They just picked seeds that they wanted to plant. That's a look at his tomato plants. Isn't that humongous? Sunflowers. And then Jeremiah over here has tomato plants also. He had a delicious brandy wine off of this one. And then zinnias. That's a white marigold that came from Baker Creek. Some pepper plants. Let's check out these pepper plants. They are making fruit. Well, this is very hopeful. I was worried. Yeah, and then some big, beautiful sunflowers. We planted 2 types of sunflowers this year. One is the multi-stem sunflower for picking, and then one of the mammoth sunflowers for eating. These guys, yeah, don't like those Japanese beetles. So I actually, what I do when I have more time, which I haven't been in the garden for days, so you're seeing it in its raw, neglected form, but what I do is I come out with a cup of water and I throw those Japanese beetles in the water, and then I set it out for the chickens, and they get to enjoy a feast picking them right out of the water. This is my carrot patch, and at first I was thinking it's not going to grow. It needs to be weeded again. My goodness gracious. A couple weeks ago I weeded this thing completely weed free, and look at them all back. But anyway, I did pull up a test carrot, and it looked pretty good. It was about this long and about that big around, so that was exciting for me, very hopeful. Now those little chicks that have worked their way in the garden, they have been walking amongst the carrots, and the tops are falling over now, so I'm not sure. I don't really know when to harvest these carrots. Across from the garden, I have a separate little garden fenced area. It wasn't supposed to be a garden, but it just worked out that way. And what we have growing in here is our garlic, which is doing well. We really enjoy this garlic. And then this was supposed to be some more cruciferous vegetables, the broccolis and things, but I don't know. They're not looking awesome, guys. I think that was supposed to be a cabbage. I've never grown these cruciferous vegetables before, and I feel so ignorant. They just look neglected and sad, and I might just pull them up and plant something else here. Here by our well house, this is our little well house. Let's step back so you guys can get a better idea. This is the well house where the hoses come out of, and this is all of the chicken feed extravaganza that Bella has going on. She does a soaking system where she'll soak all the feed for 3 days. She'll keep moving it over. I'll have to have her explain it to you at some point. But I stuck my mint plants over here just to get them out of the way. I've harvested quite a bit of mint off of these. I dry it and we use it for tea. That's been really yummy. That's our chicken coop beyond. Okay, and on the other side of that little failing garden that I showed you there is my herb garden. This is something that is sorely neglected. You can see by all the weeds creeping in, but you just do what you can, right? Right, Bella? Bella just walked out here with me. So the hard part about weeding this is that this creeping weed gets into the thyme beds, and I just have to work carefully to try to get it out without pulling the thyme out. But that will be for another day, because I have a little baby boy who was awake and just brought out to me, and he's hungry. Show your face there, sweet baby.
It's too bright.
It's too bright. That's right. Okay, I will go feed him and then show you how cute he's getting. we just got home. Jason and I got to go and pick up the van. It's all fixed. Brakes, radiator, the broken window that wouldn't roll up and down. It's all brand new. So excited. So, Benjamin, can you say hi to everybody? Can you say I'm 6 weeks old now? Yes. Oh, look at that face. He is 6 weeks old, and here's his 6-week report. He is such a good baby. So content, great sleeper. It's really a blessing. Last night, Jason and I went out to dinner with his uncle, and we got there, and Benjamin I left him in the car seat, which he usually hates the car seat. That's his one thing that he does not like, is riding in the car seat. But he was so content for some reason. So we left him in the car seat and brought him in, and we're sitting there looking at the menu, getting ready to order, and he just closes his eyes and falls asleep, and he sleeps the entire dinner. We were there for several hours talking, and he slept the whole thing. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, you're such a good boy. And he started smiling at people. Oh, don't frown when I say you're smiling. Yeah, he started smiling. Yeah. He's pretty wonderful. We love him. We can't imagine him not being here. So it's actually dinner time, and I have not made dinner, nor do I have any plans. So it's going to be the emergency look through the refrigerator and pantry and try to concoct something very, very fast, because I did not plan ahead today. A lot of you actually requested some meal videos, you know, what we've been eating videos, and I thought, what have we been eating? Because ever since he's been born, I have had trouble getting back into the swing of things. We had 3 weeks of people bringing us meals, so that got me really spoiled. And now, yeah, I've got to practice cooking again. Whew, what was that flying by? That was a Leo. Leo, how was your work today?
A Leo bomb.
Good.
Did you record videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As usual.
Leo is still doing his apprenticeship for now at Jason's firm. He's been, I don't know if I ever told you guys about it, but he's been helping them record videos and edit them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a good experience, so we'll see how long he wants to keep it up, but for now it's been good. All right, good people. I'm going to go make dinner and then crash because I'm tired. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you soon.